Hey, everybody, welcome to the Friday Free-For-All. We got some huge guests today. You're going to be having some fun today. It's going to be a great show, and I'm going to kick it over to my main man, the man of steel himself, Kurt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to Free-For-All Friday. As you saw on the banner, we're now brought to you by Delightful Bites. Now, that's my cousin's cookie company with girl Tamika King doing her thing over there. Check her out on Instagram and Facebook. Now, we have to say, you'll find a delight in every bite of these cookies. If you like how they look, you love how they taste. So go over there to Delightful Bites. She has custom cookies for any occasion. Hey, Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Now it's time to bring in the guests. Jim, who you bringing in, fella?
I'm going to bring in first. He has his own show, and it's really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. So let's just bring him in first. Mark Oram from Oram's Forum. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy? What's going on, Kurt, man? Thanks for having me, man. Let's talk some football.
Yeah, let's talk some football. Let's give the people your if they don't know already, your YouTube, where they can find you.
Yeah, man. You can just find me on YouTube, man. I'm part of the ISN group. I do my own show. I do videos about Detroit Lions. I talk a little bit about the Detroit Tigers. I have my own show actually on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Man, we chatted up with everybody in the panel. I have guests. I do a chat thing. It's fun, man.
He's got some great videos too, man. He's got a really good breakdown and a bunch of notebooks.
A lot of notebooks, man. A lot of writing, man, and a lot of research, man, goes into it. But it's fun for me, man. I love it.
All right, I'm bringing in my wife and resident Bears fan, Valerie Bordeaux.
Valerie, what's up, queen of the
Valerie?
Hey, I love how you set me up every single time.
Great. Oh, this is so much fun. All right, we're going to bring in from the Bite and Kneecaps Facebook group, Smoking Jeremy. What's up, Smoking Jeremy?
Hey, everybody. Love the show. Love being a part of it. Let's not also forget to say happy birthday to our own GOAT, Barry Sanders, today.
Oh, yes.
Don't forget to join my group because it's 100% no fan bashing, 100% all we do is news, podcaster friendly. So if you're a podcaster and need a group to post to, you can do it with us.
Definitely. All right. We also got LL Cool. Torrance, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
LL Cool. Torrance, welcome to the show, brother.
And last but certainly not least, Mahomes Jr. himself, Joseph Diaz.
Mahomes Jr.
And I had that on Twitter. Rachel Marie put that on Twitter today. I was like, okay, we're popping off the day with this early. Okay.
Rachel should be joining us in a little bit. We'll see how that goes. She had work stuff to do, but let's turn it over to Kurt and let's get this thing started.
Hey, welcome to the show, people. It's time to get this thing started. Your panel, you ready?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right. Frank Ragnow was ranked by ESPN the number 4 overall interior offensive lineman and the number 1 center. What do you think our offensive line will rank this season? And we'll go to our resident Bears fan because she usually answers last. And I know they have the great offensive line over there in Chicago. Val, what you think?
Well, what were you guys ranked last year?
Oh, hey. Actually,
around 13, 11, 13 or something like that.
11 like that, yeah. Middle of the pack, almost a little bit above.
Okay, I can kind of see you real close to that top 10 mark, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'll say 8 to 10.
Okay. All right. Orange, but man, what you got?
Hey, man. Well, like last year, we were about between 11 and 13. We had a lot of problems on that right side of that line. Drafting, I think, Penei Sewell. He's moving over from left to right. He's shown that he's had a little bit of struggles going on early. He's voiced his concern a little bit, but this guy's an elite talent. He's going to shut that down, and I think he's going to be probably one of the best right tackles in the game. Maybe not this year. We got to give the big man a little bit of a break. But this is like last year, like I said, we were between 11 and 13. I think we shoot up into the top 10 for sure, possibly a top 5 if we can find a guard somewhere. I'm a little bit worried about that right guard position. Vaitai is supposed to be going over there right now. Let's see what he can do. I'm a little bit concerned about him. Not a very good pass rusher whatsoever, more of a road grader. So if they could find a guard and Sewell can lock that down, I could see us being up there around 7th. And then you got Ragnow locking it down. The guy is one of the best, or not, if not the best center in the league. So, and then you got Decker, Jonah Jackson over on the left. It's probably our biggest strength on our football team. So I'm not concerned about it. And possible top 5 unit.
Yeah, definitely. All right, my man with the bobblehead himself, Mahomes Jr. Dion, what you got?
Yeah, I like the top 10 talk. I feel like we're definitely in there. I think the depth is the biggest thing. Having Sewell and Crosby is great to have the depth, and hopefully we'll see what happens with Stenberg this season. But we'll see how Sewell progresses. I mean, I think he's going to be an improvement from Tyrell. We'll see. Your one offense tackles, they can be a little bit slow out of the gate. We've seen guys like Wirfs take off though right away. Yeah, I mean the guard spot's big. Big V going there for a second year. I think it's going to be huge. Get another opportunity to play that position again, and he needs to stay healthy. And, Jonah, he was just a rookie last year, right? So he can get even better. Easily top 10, and I think the depth is actually really strong. So we have that, which I think some teams maybe don't. They lose a player, they're in trouble. I think we're solid. And shout out to Harpazo in the chat.
Yeah, Harpazo Snap said, shout it out, said, what up, Dion? All
right.
right. North again says 8th will be an improvement. All right, Jim, my man, co-host, what you got, man?
Oh, I agree with my guys there, man. I think we're going to have a top 10 to top 5. It does depend on that guard position. I don't know if Vaitai is going to be better this year, but he had an injured foot last year. I think that really hurt his get off. I really think that hurt his positioning and his footwork and stuff like that, which foot he was pushing off from. That's a big deal when it comes to left tackle or right tackle, which he was playing last year. Then they kicked him into guard, which I thought actually is probably going to serve him better. He's going to be probably a beast in the run game, but I don't know about his pass pro. It still bothers me. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But overall, I think they're going to end up ranking anywhere from 5th to 8th, somewhere in there. If they get a guards position, could be top 5.
Definitely. A lot of top 10s, top 5s are better coming in from the chat. All right, Matthew Ferguson says, if the offensive line is top 5, then the offense has no excuse to be top 3rd of the league. If we can run the ball and our attempts go up, then success will go up. That's a pretty good opinion. You know what I'm saying? We have, definitely have educated people in the chat today. All right, my man, Smoking Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? Always lighting them up. What you got, brother?
All right. We are already considered preseason top 10 with the chance to bloom into possibly a top 5 or the best O-line in the league. It all depends on how well Sewell adapts to the right tackle position, but he has played it before, so it shouldn't be as hard of a transition as everybody's making it out to be. Big B is the question mark. Is his foot healthy? Can he keep him to get off and be better at guard like he was before his foot got hurt last year? Because he did improve when he moved to guard.
Right.
So I have big hope. Plus, we have depth. We have Tommy Kramer in the back there. We have Logan Stenberg, which, God, I hope he fixes that knee bend issue. Mm-hmm. And the handsy part of it, the whole game that he had in college.
Okay. Yeah. All right, my man. L. Cool Torrance, go ahead. What you got? Do you think that we can have a really good offensive line this year? Where do you think they're going to end up?
I believe somebody reported or said that we were slated to be like top 6. So I'm going to say top 6. And probably at worst about 6. We do have maybe, I guess, questionable depth, but players that have played, like I can't think of the guy's name, but whoever was playing right tackle for us last year, he was like a converted defensive lineman, and he actually played pretty well. You got Big V moving over the guard, and even if he isn't healthy coming out the gate, we still got Terrell Crosby, so maybe he could step in. You got Penei Sewell. I expect him to take to play well this year. Even though he's been struggling, I expect him to turn around. But one good thing about the offensive line and with pass pro is if, let's say, a player like V or Big V is struggling or maybe not as holding up as the rest of the line, he's right next to the best center in the league. So, I don't see it worse than the top 6 for us.
All right, definitely good. To close it out, I think I feel good and confident to agree with most of the panel. And the really big thing for me, if you really look at Penei Sewell, and oh, he's switching over to right tackle from the left tackle. Think about it like this: he played more games in his career at right tackle because he played it all 4 years of high school. He only played 2 years at left tackle in college. So it shouldn't be as big of a deal for me. I think that, I think in the way he is going to handle it, he takes a professional approach. You see most of the Lions teammates saying he's well beyond his years. He's definitely a pro already. Comes in, handles his business, no joking around, and he takes a workmanlike approach to learning what he needs to do on the offensive line. And we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. I think Hank Fraley will have those guys a top 5 group in the league. All right, next question. Al Bubba Baker is now the unofficial all-time sack leader for a single season in the NFL. He surpassed Michael Strahan with Pro Football Reference. Went ahead and reviewed all the film from 1960 to 1981. They counted the sacks because of the fact that sacks were not counted as an official stat until the 82 season. What do you guys think about this story about Al Bubba Baker getting the season sack record? And who do you think is next to reach that pinnacle and why?
Who are you going to, Kurt?
Let me go to LL Coutons because my man, we went last time.
Well, I got what's the? Do you know what the record is? Like what the new record is?
The record
24.
Is
24.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like
it's unofficial, so it's still 22.5 right now.
Yeah. I love it. I wish they would go back and do all of that. I don't know if it was this year or last year. The MLB said they're going to open up all the books, like bring in the Negro League, all of them, and add them into MLB history. So I love it. I like it. I would like to see like it to go in all sports. I believe in the NBA, like certain like blocks weren't counted up until a certain time, things like that. So I love it. I would want to see more things like that. As far as who's next up, I'm gonna say Aaron Donald or Garrett. What's his first name? Garrett and
Miles
Cleveland.
Garrett.
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Fuck Ohio, but I like him.
Yeah.
He is a man. He can play some. He can rush a passer, man. He is really nice. They actually have a pretty decent team. Whether I like them or not, or whether I like the state or not. But I say Miles Garrett, or my top pick though is Aaron Donald, because it's like he put up the numbers that he put up, and he got like the highest triple team rate, like double team. And maybe we should see some of those stats. Like I'm certain there's probably some kind of crazy numbers with LT with triple teams, and double teams, and stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Delta Dion, who do you think is going to be next to reach that pinnacle?
So the next sack leader. Okay, I read the question wrong. But anyways, now I'm good. I did it for the Lions, but I also can go for the NFL too. I like the Aaron Donald one. That's solid.
I thought it was for the Lions. That's the way I kind of fashioned the question.
Who for the Lions is going to be the most sacks?
Yeah.
Okay, well for the Lions, man, I had to go with Romeo. I know it's a boring answer. I just feel like he's gonna get the most opportunities. When we brought him back, he said he's a pressure player. I think Flowers, he could push double digits, but I think it's going to be very mixed because we're going to bring in some blitzes. We're going to let guys get after it. So I think it's going to be pretty mixed. I think it's going to be Romeo. I think he'll be coming after the quarterback more than anybody else. I think we'll see Trey sit a few times, try to stop the run because he's a better run defender than a guy like Romeo is at the edge. And then I think we'll see him drop a little bit. So I'll go with Romeo. For the NFL, though, Danielle Hunter, could that be the name? Because that's
one.
Could be.
really good defensive line now. And he's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I got
Mark.
for the Lions. Maybe Onwuzurike could probably hit double digits.
He's a good choice, but if he gets the reps, that's the only thing.
All right, Mark, who you got, man?
What, for the Lions? Who's gonna?
For the Lions.
Well, just like Dose said, man, you can't really say anybody but Romeo right now. I think he's the guy. I think he can get about 15 sacks. He got 10 sacks on a absolutely putrid defense last year. And hey, man, he was the only one that balled out, man. He was one who showed up to play every Sunday, right? And he did his thing. I think he'd be a guy that can get 15 plus sacks. on a defense that looks like it's improved so far on paper. I know right now we're still not that good. We still have a lot of holes, but I think he's a guy that's going to be surrounded by some players, and I think he can possibly surpass 15 plus sacks. And then if you're going to talk about maybe the NFL, maybe a guy like TJ Watt. I like TJ Watt or a healthy Chandler Jones if he can come back from those injuries that he's. I think he had like 19 sacks or 20 sacks a couple years ago before he got hurt. So it could be a guy like maybe Chandler Jones or TJ Watt if we're just talking NFL. But Romeo for me for the NFL for the Detroit Lions. And let's give some props to his little brother Julian too, man. If he gets some playing time, maybe he can get in there too. But I don't think he'll get double digits. I'm 6 or 7 for Julian.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll go to the queen of the Prowl. Val, who do you got?
I'm going to go with who I want to see get the most sacks for the Lions, and that's going to be my man, Mini Fridge.
Okay.
Aleem McNeil.
Aleem McNeil.
Yeah.
It's Mini Fridge.
Aleem the Dream.
Yeah.
Aleem the Dream. I like that too.
Now, so I would like to see Khalil Mack be that. Whatever.
He already knew what you were going to do.
Of course you would.
We knew what you were going to do. We knew that was going to happen. Evidently, we already knew.
That's not a bad.
You know, Thanksgivings around here are really weird.
Yeah.
It must be really strange, Jimmy.
Eating straight pizza. All right.
North End Bell back with that effing avatar.
I'll be Irving. All right, Jeremy, who you got for the Lions and then for the NFL?
Boy, as much
For
as
the
I
Lions, I agree. Also, it'll be Romeo Okwara, but I'm on the Levi Muzariki train as well. One of them two will be the standouts. I think with our line being what it is, you kind of have to use it more than the other guys because nobody else has proven at the end other than Romeo, but he's playing linebacker. For the NFL, I say it's going to be Aaron Donald or Danielle Hunter.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Good choices. All right, Jim, what you got, man?
Yeah, I like Hunter actually too for the NFL, but for the Lions, I'm so tempted to take on Zarike, but I don't think he's going to get the snaps for it. So I got to go Romeo Okwara. I think he's even going to be improved from the linebacker position. I think standing him up is going to be good for him and not bad. I think a lot of people think that, he's going to be standing up. He's not going to be on the line anymore, but he's still going to be a pass rushing linebacker. So people don't. He's going to get his opportunities, and I think there are going to be more opportunities for him in this defense with those people clogging up the middle. I really believe he's going to get more sacks. Just like Mark said, more sacks this year. I got him at 15 as well.
Okay. Hey, I like that. All right, for me, I got to be on a Romeo train, man. I can't disagree with you guys on that one. I think he's going to be improved. Like we said, he's going to be standing up, and this is going to bring more of his athleticism to the forefront, where he's going to be going out of a 2-point stance, standing up instead of down with his hand in the dirt, and it gives him definitely an advantage coming off the edge. For the NFL, I can't say Aaron Donald because it's been a long time since we had a defensive tackle, lead the league in sacks. That's just something that he's usually always an outside guy. So I do like the younger Watt brother, TJ. But Myles Garrett, that guy is an absolute monster coming off the edge. So I'm going to go with Myles Garrett to lead the league with a much improved Cleveland defense. It's scary how much better they've gotten this offseason. It's just they're going to have a scary defense. Man, I'm not looking forward to playing those guys this year. That defense is going to be a handful to deal with for the 2021 season. All right. So how Prazo Snat says sounds good, Matthew. I don't know what the comment was. All right. So Keith Holly says, "I'm just glad that the D line has finally gotten some help. I like the way that the scheme is going to work with Aaron Glenn bringing in the new scheme and the way we're going to run things. If we can have 3/4 of the line that they had out there in New Orleans, we're going to be a handful to deal with ourselves." All right. Next question. Hi, thanks, North Ken. All right. Training camp is coming up soon. Hey, man. It's 11 days away, right? We got 11 days away.
Can't wait.
Hey, what players are you going to be keeping an eye on? So, Jim, I'm gonna go to you first because you closed it out last time. What you got, man?
I'm gonna be looking at the safety position, Tracy Walker and the backups there. I think it's the weakest position on the team, to be honest. Even wide receiver, I think our safety position is something to look at. I want to see what Will Harris has to bring. Dean Marlowe. Let's see what those guys have to bring, and let's hope we bring somebody else back in it. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Tracy Walker and the rest of that safety position.
All right. We're going to go back to back or Bordeaux. You know what I'm saying? Bonjour, Frenchie. All right, Val, what you got?
Okay, y'all, who you think I'm going to name?
Iffy.
Iffy. They gotta be. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Hey, we might have to get Jim a Iffy jersey and have him do a little dance
For sure.
No, I thought of it. I thought of this. I said the only time I was going to ever wear a Lions jersey is if it said Iffy on the back.
Okay.
Not Melon Famu. You want Iffy.
Iffy.
Okay.
Iffy. We might better make that happen. All right.
We might be able to do that.
Just to see you wear a Lions jersey. We can make that happen just for
And then you have to show it on the Friday.
Yeah. You gotta camera on.
I'll take the challenge.
All right, Mark, who you got? Who you going to keep an eye on in training camp?
Basically, man, I think I'll be looking at the secondary as a whole, but for sure the cornerbacks. I want to see how Jeff Okuda's moving around. I want to see if he's made a little bit of a jump. I know it's only his second year and stuff. We need to be a little bit hesitant with him because, he was drafted last year by Bob Quinn with a torn groin. He was bashed in the media right away, man. He was getting beat, didn't look good. Only thing he did pretty well last year. He did play the run well. He was very physical. He wasn't good in pass coverage, man. He was getting torched. He was literally getting torched, and I think a lot of it had to do with having a torn groin. So I want to see how he's moving around this year. I want to see who's going to be that number 2. Is it going to be Aurier? I like Quentin Dunbar a lot. I think he's a guy that some fans are sleeping on a little bit, I think. He was a really good corner a couple years ago, 2019. He was really good. He suffered through some injuries. He went through some personal stuff going on in his life, but now I think he's back. Don't sleep on him. I can see him winning a number 2 job, and I like Iffy too. I like Melifonwu. I like to see what he is. I think he's nice insurance for this cornerback room. So there's a couple guys I'm keeping an eye on, but it's for sure this cornerback room: Okuda, Dunbar, Aurier, and Melifonwu for sure. I just want to see how these guys are moving around out there.
All right. Hey, Detroit fan man says this whole defense will be interesting to see develop new faces, new scheme. We might even blitz. Hey, that's a good point. I like what you're going with there, Detroit fan man. All right. Jeremy, who you keeping your eye on, brother?
The wide receivers in the secondary, for the most part, they're the weakest positions overall. With the bolstering of the linebacking core, I'm not as concerned with it, with moving Jamie Collins to the inside and having Anzalone on the other side with Derek Barnes and, God forbid, Jelani Tavai backing them up.
That's kind of funny.
Okay, hey.
But that's who I'm paying attention to, is wide receivers and the secondary.
Okay, I got what you're saying. I see what you're picking up. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, man. LL Cool Jones, what you got, man?
If I gotta say a player, maybe Anzarike. I like the rookies. Like I'm looking forward to how the rookies are gonna look. Who's gonna start, or who's just gonna get some playing time. Even on offense, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm looking to see exactly. I'm expecting a maybe not a gigantic year, but a decent year from him this year. The offensive line got to look better, defensive line got to look better. The secondary, we got some nice rookies a nice rookie in the secondary, and we got Okuda, hopefully healthy this year. I'm just looking for to not sound like Luke G, which is shout out to him. I hope he pops up at some point, but I'm looking for improvement. I just want to see everybody looking better than they did at some point last year. Just trying to hearing everything everybody's saying and saying, well, this ain't gonna happen this year, and just put it out there.
Okay. All right. Harpazo says you're not getting to answer me who will have the most kneecaps bitten off this
Dan
season. Yeah, Dan Campbell. Panay Sewell. That's my vote for most kneecaps bitten off on the edge rushers. That's my vote.
Yeah.
All right. Mahomes Jr. Dion, who you keeping an eye on, brother?
Hey, look, first off, if she's getting an Iffy jersey, I might have to get myself a Tabor jersey. I'm just saying, if he's still there.
What?
Oh,
Man,
no.
He's gonna be a lot
Hell
better than Tease Tabor. Let me tell you that right.
He better be, man. He better be.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Close that line card.
Man, you
Give me heart palpitations. Dion, you're going to give me palpitations,
Yeah,
buddy.
man, come on, brother. Don't be doing that.
Hey,
Don't
man.
do that. That Tease Tabor thing, man. No, man.
Oh, man. No. Okay. I'll give you a few names, all right?
Yeah.
All right. We got Mike Ford. All right. I want to see who's our nickel this year. And I think Mike Ford could surprise some people is taking that job from Cornelder. That would surprise me. Where's the Jelani Tavai love, man? We're going to speak into existence. He's going to be our best player this season. He's going to be great. Jelani Tavai. I got to see how he looks. You know, he's okay. My guy in the middle, Jeremy. No, man. I want to see how he looks.
He looks thinner. He looks thinner.
Yeah. I want to see him fly around, see how he looks in his defense. And then I'll give you one more that I'll mention. Okay. No one said golf, but Jamar Jefferson, telling you guys going to be a stud. Don't sleep on Jamar, man.
I like Jamar Jefferson.
My favorite draft pick. And I say Rashad Perriman. You know, I want to see him go out there, just build some confidence, catch some passes, you know, beat some guys, just fly by, you know, just run by. Like, you're too fast, man. Someone tries to press up, go by.
I'm
worried about him catching some balls. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, man. 40% drop rate. That's scary.
It's bad.
Yeah. All right, thanks for that. Those are the.
Hey, Kurt, let me say this real quick. I'm sorry. To Matthew Ferguson, because of the timeout thing, those are bots in the chat. We don't have the only moderator I have is my wife and me, and I don't put anyone in timeout.
No,
it just seems to keep happening to us. So we're sorry about that.
Yeah. All right. So
the way this is going, I'm going to have 20 jerseys in our private.
All right. So to close it out for who I'm going to keep an eye on in the training camp, Brian Stover said it. I'm going to keep my eye on Jared Goff. How is he going to develop in the offense? How he looks in the new system? How he looks with the new team around him? The offensive line, how he gels with his receivers. That's my thing. How is he going to take command of this team? He is going to be the face of the franchise. You know, whatever we say, everybody says, oh, it's going to be Hawkinson, but the quarterback is usually the face of the franchise, and I want to see what he's going to do going forward. So I'm keeping my eye on Mr. Jared Goff, number 16 in your program, and we can see if he can get to be number 1 in your hearts. All right, Lions fans. All right. Next up, would there be any cap casualties in Detroit? If so, who? Okay. All right, my man. You closed it out last time. Dose of Dion. Who do you think would be a cap casualty in Detroit?
I mean, I really couldn't find any obvious ones because everybody brought in was super cheap, and a lot of other guys left over. I didn't see any huge contract. Big V, I think, would be next season if it happens. But I was thinking Geronimo Allison, it would be less than $1 million just because he was, you know, pushed over. And I think Cephas can play on the outside as well. Maybe Reggie Gilbert, but they just brought him in, so I don't think that'd be one. So I guess I'd go with Allison.
Okay. All right, Mark, who you got?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Dion, man. I don't really see a lot of guys maybe getting like you could maybe possibly see a Jelani Tavai getting cut here. I know a lot of people want to see him do well, but we don't have a lot of guys with big contracts like Dion said. So I think we're going to see some guys getting cut, but I just don't see any significant money being dropped. So I don't know, maybe a guy like Jelani Tavai, who I think a lot of fans are going for. But a lot of fans are sick and tired at the same time.
Yeah.
But, you know, my man's lost about 20 pounds. He's flying around out there. Hopefully, I'm rooting for the kid, but I think he's on the bubble, and I think he would be maybe a name that might get dropped out there.
Yeah, definitely. I saw him doing speed training the other day, so I was like,
hey,
man,
I'm going for him, man. I'm rooting for the guy, man.
I am too. I am as well.
He looked good as a rookie.
Yeah,
he did.
Didn't he put on that extra weight from the ridiculous Patricia.
Yeah, man, he had to go up to 270 pounds, man. That's ridiculous. I don't know what Patricia was
who in
thinking.
the hell thought that was good. All right,
Not Patricia.
yeah. LL Cool Torrance, who you think will be a cap casualty if we have some in Detroit?
If we have one, like everybody's saying, we don't really have too many big contracts, but the biggest contract that I can think of is Trey Flowers. So if it were to be one, maybe that, and maybe just because, like it save us some money and he can go somewhere else. Like maybe if they just like, all right, this is probably gonna be a waste year. You probably don't want to be here. We'll cut you. It save us some money. We let you go somewhere else, and we'll let some of the young guys get an opportunity.
Okay. All right. Hey, interesting. Trey Flowers. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this one. I don't see anyone that has a super huge contract where we say just got to dump money off. We're not the Rams. We were just fire selling people out. So I'm not gonna pick the guy. I don't see it. Just me. That's just me. My answer is nobody. If it's going to be someone getting cut, I don't think it's going to be for salary. It's going to be for performance and not for have to get cut to release some money. All right, Jeremy, who you got?
Well, the one that'll clear the most space out of all the cheap contracts of who we brought in, and just because we have a UDFA to fill his spot as a kicker, is Reggie Bullock. It would clear $1.6 million in cap to get rid of him, especially if he can't make the kicks in clutch situations like he failed to do in Cincinnati, which is why they cut him.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can't cut the mustard. You know what I'm saying? You got to go, man. All right, we're going to go to the French Connection to close this section out. We're going to start with ladies first. Queen of the Prowl, Val, what you got? Who do you think?
I'm with you, Kurt. I don't see anybody that's a cap casualty this year anyway.
Yeah.
I think that I think we're all done and said with that right now. Mm-hmm. I could go with somebody who could be a shocking cut.
Okay, go with that. Who you got? Who does shocking cut?
I'm going to go with as the shocking cut, Tracy Walker.
Ooh.
I don't see how they can do that.
Don't make our room worse.
Because look at nobody thought that they were going to cut Carry On either the way they did.
Yeah, Carry On. That's apples and oranges. That's what I'm saying. That's bananas.
Nobody outside of Detroit Lions fans saw Carry On Johnson getting cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all thought it, but we didn't think that was actually going to happen. Now I'm not saying that would, but I'd say that would be the shocker.
That would be a really shocking because
it would be.
He's slated right now to be the top safety on Detroit. So,
Yeah,
all right, Jim, close it out, brother. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't really see anyone that's a like a cap casualty because we've already done that. I think we've trimmed the fat already.
We got tons of cap space.
But if I had to take a guess, and I hate to say this, and I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think this is going to happen. But Big V, because I think Terrell Crosby could actually take that spot at guard. That's a camp battle I'm actually really looking forward to, depending on how healed Big V is, how he performs, how he's doing. But we'll see. There's talk of trading him. I don't think that's going to happen. But I just want to see that. I don't want to see Big V cut. That's not what I'm saying. I just said I want to see that camp battle. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I see. I hear what you're saying. And think about this: if that does happen, if Crosby does, I'll play him. He'll be lined up next to his little brother from Oregon. Those guys, were Oregon teammates together for Crosby's last year. So
we'll see. That. I mean, I'd have to see him at guard though. But
we'll see. But Nick Williams is potential cut too. He's not a cap casualty though because he already took a pay cut for this season. So
so they seem to like him a lot though.
For some,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
There was somebody from the Bears, Keem Hicks.
Came out and said he was like he's such a great player. They don't know what they got over there. I think I think that's what I think he's trying to trick us to keep him.
That's it, man. You're right, bro. I think you're right on that one.
North End Ken says Jim is on point with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that, North End Ken. All right, next question.
I don't think we have a next question.
Do
We have the
not have a
quarterback
next
one, right?
question?
Final thought.
You have the
No,
Stafford
no.
one.
All right, now it's got to be it's another one. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
go ahead and say it. I don't think I
All
put
right,
it up
so
there. It's
Matthew
fine.
Stafford was rated number 6 by the ESPN panel. They did the same survey they did with Frank Ragnow being a number 4 center and TJ Hawkinson being like one of the top tight ends. But Matthew Stafford was rated number 6 overall by that panel of NFL executives. Seems a far cry from what he was rated in Detroit, way above where he was seen as a talent in the Motor City. I'm going to go to my man LL first. What do you think about how Matthew Stafford is perceived now that he's an LA Ram?
I love it. I love it. He has started to get more love over the last few years. It was I say it might have been led by Dan Orlovsky, but he started to get some love, and but I think they probably, because I think they all hate Detroit. I think they all hate the Lions, so they use that as just a way to talk bad on the Lions. If they want to talk about them, it's just let's talk good about Matthew Stafford and bad about the team that he owns. But I like it, and I hope he step up and prove it. Whatever it is. But yeah, I think he'll probably get a lot of love now that he's not here. I don't know if any of you guys are betting or would bet those types of things, but I would bet Matt Stafford to win MVP just because if they have a good year, it's gonna be how it goes, the hype train and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So if they actually get out on the road, man, he gonna get all the accolades. And I don't whether he deserve it or not, he never got it here, so whatever.
Got another super chat from North End Ken. He says, Val is not. Now, why is it that I feel like if I win here, I lose later? Why do I think that?
Because that's the damn truth, brother. That's the truth. That is the definite truth. All right.
I like it.
So Val, you're already talking. What do you think about Matthew Stafford being rated as a number 6 quarterback by the ESPN poll, a far cry from what he was viewed as in Detroit?
I don't necessarily think that he's a much better player because he's now with the Rams, but I do think that he's surrounded by a much better team. So, in saying that, I mean, he's going to be ranked number 6 simply because of the team itself and the hype. And it's, of course, again, here we go with media again, just to create controversy just for ratings again. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt for what it is. They're trying to come up with something to say.
Yeah. For me, I just think like the change of scenery just improved his stock. You know what I'm saying? The better team around him. But I just talked to a Rams fan a little while ago, and they said that they're worried about the offensive line there. They lost some good pieces. And you do have, like someone said, you have an aging left tackle. So, I mean, we'll see what that's going to be worth and how he handles that because he is not going to have the same offensive line in LA that Jared Goff had. So, I mean, we'll see how that works out. All right,
and they
Dion,
lost a lot in that secondary.
They did. A lot of shit. It's all in Cleveland. We're going to see them this season.
and a part of their D-line is here.
Yep. So there you go. All right. So those are Dion. What do you think about Matthew Stafford being the number 6 rated quarterback by that ESPN poll? Seems to be a much improved talent. Well, we already knew what he did in Detroit. So what do you think?
Yeah, you said it. I mean, I think I've always had Stafford in that range when I ranked him. I mean, I might be biased because he's on your team, but I always felt like he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he was just on a bad team. And I think that's how they rank it, and I think this is how they've always done it. Tannehill wasn't getting recognition until he went to Tennessee, and now he's there. He's on a good team. He's going to look good. So I think that's how they do it. If you really break down the quarterback on their own, it's tough to do it, I know, because the situation really plays a big factor. Then, I think he would have always been in that kind of range. You're right. It's not like the quarterback's any different. He's the same guy. They're buying in that the Rams are really good. They got a top defense. Sean McVay's an offensive genius. To put him together, he's going to be great now that he's out of this mess. And that's the same thing that's going on with Jared Goff. Jared Goff, no one was talking about Jared Goff at the bottom when he was with LA. Now, all of a sudden, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league because he's in Detroit. He's the same guy. So that's just how they do it. I think LO Cool Torrance, I think, said it right. Like, it's how they look at the teams, and I think that's how they base their quarterback rankings a little bit.
Absolutely. I agree with you, young fella. All right. Jeremy, what do you got, man? What do you think about this situation with Stafford being ranked so high now?
Well, as we all know, Stafford has had one of the best arm talents in the league, but the team itself has not been that talented around him. That's why he's always fell in that 13 to 18 range in the NFL. Now that he's moved to a team that has a complete team, but I have heard from Lions fans and from other NFL pundits that O-line is in question this year. I mean, last year they gave up almost 30 sacks with Goff, which is one of the reasons why he had 8 fumbles. It may not be pretty, especially if Whitworth goes back again, because they have no depth.
Right.
And he's 100 years old, I think.
There you go.
At least.
I'm telling you,
He's old.
I think I went to high school with him, and I'm almost 50. So, all right, Jim, what do you got with this, Matthew? Because I know we've talked about this before, and I think I have a feeling what you're going to say. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, there's two things here. I'm kind of with North End Ken and Matthew Ferguson. He left. Who cares? You know, it's one of the things that I'm like, you know what? He's gone. Let's move on. Let's support our new guy. But the thing is, it's the bright, shiny lights of LA, man. It's the spotlight of LA, I think. And it's kind of the way the national media does the Lions. I mean, they always do the Lions dirty, I think, you know, but I think it's like, for me, the point that I'm trying to make is I don't really think I care anymore. Right. You know, I just want our Lions to be, you know, I want Jared Goff to be good for us. And I want to move forward because why are we got to keep talking about people who left? And the only reason we're talking about this is because of the fact that he's ranked a lot higher with another team than he is with Detroit. And Detroit had a worse situation. That's all it was.
Yeah, definitely. All right, before we close it out with my man Mark, all right, everyone, make sure you get your questions ready because we're going to be taking fans' questions next. So get your questions ready, get them in the chat so we can go ahead and answer your fans' questions. And don't forget, we're brought to you by Delightful Bite Cookie Company. Go over and check her out, facebook.com/Delightful Bites for your cookie needs. I'm telling you, they're delicious. They look good. They taste good. Get your cookie on. All right, Mark, who you got, man? What you got for this question about Matthew Stafford being rated the number 6 all of a sudden when he leaves Detroit?
Yeah. Well, I'm a big Stafford guy. Just to lay that out there right away. I've always thought he was a top 10 talent in the NFL, and I'm glad he's getting recognition now, but let's call it what it is, man. He's in LA. Like Jim said, bright lights, big city. He's got everything over there. He's got the O-line. They do have some problems maybe coming up, but they got a great running attack, a great defense to fall back on. They got Sean McVay to be that offensive genius that he is. So his ranking's going to go up, different team. He never got the recognition here by fans or the media. The media would trash him constantly, but he's a good quarterback. He's a really, really good quarterback that was on a team that, he did have Kelvin Johnson. He had some weapons to throw to, but all in all, man, he was asked to do a lot of work by himself in Detroit. And the Jared Goff thing, him going down to 26, I think is absolutely ludicrous. Like, I think that's ludicrous. Like, Jared Goff is no game changer by any stretch, but to rate him the 26th quarterback in the NFL is total disrespect. And I hope he uses that as bulletin board material, throws that up on his locker room and just looks at that every day. Because I know I would use that to an advantage, man, because that would actually piss me right off. So both rankings are a little ridiculous, I think. Stafford, I do think, is a top 10 to 12 quarterback, but Jared Goff at 26 is ridiculous, man. But let's see these two guys play. I think Matthew is in a way better position right now, and I think the media sees it. They dump on us anyway, so let's just use that to an advantage.
Okay. All right. Now it's time for the fan questions. Let's get into it. Matthew Ferguson says, okay, who will start at Mike and Will at the beginning of the season, and who will be there by the end of the season? Let's go to, Mr. Always Optimism himself, Dosa Dion. Who do you think will be the Mike and Will to start the season, and who will be by the end of the season?
Okay, so my initial thoughts when I was going this is that Alex would be the Will, and Jamie would be the Mike. But more recently, I've thought about it, heard what Jamie said. I think Jamie actually plays the will position to start the season. He played the 3-4 inside linebacker early with New England. I think he'll play the will spot because he said, they were letting him bring more pressure and because he can drop into coverage. He doesn't move as well as Alex, so that's why I'm a little bit kind of torn on that one. And they said that Derek Barnes was going to be the Mike linebacker. I just wonder whether or not he'll actually start at Mike linebacker. That's the biggest thing. But I think in base packages, it'll be those two, and I think Alex probably does get the Mike role on base packages. It could be Barnes as well because Barnes is probably a better run defender than Alex is. Alex, to me, is more of a got to keep him free, and he can fly around the field. Then I think in those sub packages, Jamie goes to the outside, and we're looking at Alex on the field. It just depends on how many linebackers they're throwing out there, but I think that'll be your base. And then by the end of the season, Barnes might take over that starting role. But man, it's just gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because I don't see Jamie coming off the field a ton, and I like Alex. I like Alex a lot, but I think Derek Barnes is probably a better run defender.
All right. Anybody else want to take a stab at this one?
I don't understand the question, so
I'm pretty much the same. I'm pretty much the same as Dion. I've got Collins at the will actually, and Anzalone at the mic. But I think Barnes is, once he gets acclimated to, as a rookie, I think he takes over that starting job at the mic.
Definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tavares start.
Really?
Man, yeah.
I would be.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
I hope he does. I hope he takes Anzalone's spot or just one of those spots. You know what I mean? He needs to, man. He needs to prove the naysayers wrong. So
Yeah.
I hope he does too.
All right. Pride 74 has a comment. It says a quarterback who wins games where teams with losing records, talking about Cal and the Rams, is a game changer. I think McVay had a lot to do with that. What at the LA stop, couldn't get anything done under Jeff Fisher. But as soon as they switched to McVay, he started winning games. And you believe that McVay definitely made a difference. And one thing that Michael Brockers has said repeatedly, he makes his rounds with the national media doing his media tour. He says, "Hey, I've seen it happen before. The change of culture from St. Louis with McVay to in LA, from Fisher to McVay." He said, "I see the same thing happening here with the old regime with Patricia and the new regime with Dan Campbell." All right. Daniel Davis says, what are your final record predictions for the Lions at the end of year one of Campbell Holmes' era? I have them winning at least 7 games and splitting the division. Mark, what you got on this one, man?
Oh, man, Lions fans aren't going to like me on this one. I got them going 5-12. I think this is a building year. Obviously, this is what they've actually said. They've come out and said it. Brad Holmes doesn't like to use the word rebuild. He likes to use the word retool, and that's fine. I think that's exactly what this is. You can call it a build, a rebuild, a retool, whatever you want to call this. There's too many holes going on this team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think the secondary needs a ton of help. The linebackers need a ton of help. The D-line has improved so far on paper. But you go look at this schedule, it's brutal. We play like 6 or 7 teams that made the playoffs last year. Play the AFC North, which is strong. The NFC West is probably the best division in football by far, I think. And a healthy San Fran, a fired up LA Rams team with some new pieces. Don't want to mess with the NFC West right now. I'm telling you right now. And it's just we're gonna struggle. Aaron Rodgers comes back, which it looks, I don't know what's going on with that guy. That guy just bugs the hell out of me. I have no idea what's going on with that dude. I think he's coming back. And if he comes back, the Packers are just good no matter what, and the Vikings are better. The Vikings are better than us. And the Bears, we'll be fighting with the Bears for 3rd or 4th place. It's just my opinion, man. And I think it's a building year. So I got us going 5-12, man. But we're going to improve better. We're going to play hard. We're going to play tough. We're going to play for each other. We have to show that we care. The coaches have to show that they care on the sidelines. Because all you did last year or the 3 years that Patricia was here, you see him on the sidelines with his arms crossed, not communicating with people, not talking to his coaching staff, not talking to his players. It was pathetic. So I just want to see guys that play with heart, and I want to see some caring out there, man. Just play for each other, man. And then we'll build on top of that. Next year, we got some money, and then we have multiple draft picks going, double-digit draft picks. So that's awesome right there in itself, and we can just build.
Okay. All right. Next question we have. I'm gonna give this to Val, because I think I know what she's going to say. Which rookie has the lowest bust potential?
Oh well, I got nobody else to say, but Iffy, okay.
We knew. I don't know how we knew, but we knew.
We knew those.
I don't see any of the rookies having any bust potential at this point. I just don't see any of them.
Hey, there we go.
Like it. I like
I'll
it.
take that.
All right.
I'll take that too.
Next up, we have. I'll give it to you, Jeremy. Where do you see the Lions 3 years from now?
In
3
Detroit.
years from now, I see them contending for the North. With all the picks we got and the way this team is building, if everything goes and the players are buying in and playing hard, whether they win or lose, this team should be contending for the North in 3 years.
Okay, contending for the North.
NFC champions.
Yes, sir.
I agree with that. I think they're contending.
Champions.
Yep.
Okay.
NFC championship game this year, but NFC champions by then.
Okay.
This
All
year.
right. North End Ken has a good question. Who are we going to catch totally slipping on our schedule? I'm going to take this one.
Yes.
I think it's week 1. We going to catch San Francisco slipping, coming from the West Coast to the East Coast. With some of the injuries they already have sustained, season-ending injuries that they've had, and plus with the that big suspension on the defense, we might be able to catch them slipping in week 1. Anybody else think that, or what else you other guys got? We're gonna catch slipping in the schedule. Jim, what you got?
Yeah, I got a trick one, but I think it's Seattle. At Seattle, it's going to be a tough game for us, but I don't think Seattle's as good as they used to be. I think the name recognition is big, but I don't think the team's that good, and they got some inner turmoil there. So I'm going with Seattle.
Russell
We
Wilson
always
said
play Seattle tough too.
Russell Wilson said it's all love. He's all hugs and kisses with now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't
man. He's
believe
got
that.
1 foot out the door, man. That guy, he has 1 foot out the door. He does.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I
He
think
does.
it's Green Bay. Come on, let's have Green Bay be slipping for once, please.
I hope.
Man,
I wish.
everybody wants
Agree.
to Green Bay to be slipping.
I got one for the panel. How many
Okay.
people think Aaron Rodgers is going to be starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers week 1 this year?
Absolutely. Hands up.
He out. He ain't playing.
I've actually changed my opinion. I don't think he's coming back.
You don't think
Really?
he's coming back?
Okay.
Really?
I hope not.
I don't.
If he worth anything, he won't. He got to stand on his
Think he's going to
word.
get traded? You guys think he's going to get traded for real? You think he's
I don't know.
or just going to sit out?
I
Eventually.
talked to somebody.
Eventually.
I can't say anything else, but
He's
I
not
talked to
gonna
somebody
sit out.
inside, and he said he is not coming back at all.
He out, man.
He's not going
If you
to
listen to the people he's been
Say la
talking
vie,
to,
man. Say la vie. Say la vie.
if you listen to the people he's been talking to, Jay Glazer, Adam Schefter, and a couple of others when he was in that match, they all said they don't know if he's coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He also said he had sources too.
Don't trust Adam Schefter
Yeah,
no more.
I do. I have a source.
Yeah, don't trust
And
Adam, man.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, Adam Schefter, he really stepped on it. He really tarnished his credibility doing that stuff. All right, J Dub says, what win-loss record will be considered a success this year?
It's a building year. I don't think the win-loss record matters. I think the development of the team matters. But I'm not gonna put a win-loss on it. I just think it's a building year.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we have a super chat. North End Ken says, I'm with Val. So Val is on point now. Okay.
She's back on point.
She's back
Let's
on
just
point
say
now.
Green Bay.
Yeah, just said Green Bay. All right, any more questions in the chat before we go ahead and go up? Okay, what coach votes for a head coach position, and who do we replace him with? Wow,
Oh,
that's a hard
Deuce.
one.
That's a good one.
That is a really good
I got Deuce Staley.
Dude.
And who the hell we gonna replace him with? I don't know. Jim?
Dan Campbell will find somebody because he's Dan Campbell.
The Garrett Blunt.
Animal.
Animal.
The Garrett Blunt. Yeah.
Garrett.
Why not?
All right. Okay. Hey.
Those
Todd
things.
Gurley.
Those.
All right. All right, panel. It's time to go ahead and start gathering. Let's go ahead and give our final thoughts so we can get out of here on time for once this week.
We got
All
one
right.
more.
We got one
Let's
more?
take this one more.
Okay. What will the likeliest identity be for this new team? The identity.
Knee
What will the
biter.
identity of the
Identity,
Lions?
like-
Kneecap
I
biting
think it's
club,
gonna.
baby.
Here's my thought.
Toughness.
Yep.
Like hard.
I think it's
playing
going to be
hard.
this year. It's going to be toughness, and it's going to be a concentration on the run in the spread offense. That's what I think we're going to do defensively. It's going to be a work in progress, but I think we're trending towards being a running team, run first, and then a stout defense. I think that's where they're going with it. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think toughness is going to be one of those things.
Yeah.
Compete. You're going to know when you leave Detroit or Detroit leaves your stadium. You know you played a tough game. I think it's going to be one of those things that they're going to be. You were in a fight the whole game. You're going to have to see the trainer after the game because it's not going to be a cakewalk any game.
I want to use a throwback word on that one. With toughness, it's smash mouth football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, see, what I was thinking is I want to see them be the bad boys.
Bad boys of football.
Smash knees. Smash knees
There you
football.
go.
Can't beat them.
Going back
Smash
to the
knees football.
Dominican Sue days. There we go.
Definitely. All
Got
right,
a super chat?
Daniel Davis says super chat. Thanks for the $5 super chat, my man. We appreciate it. I think Detroit goes into LA and beats Stafford and the Rams.
That would be great. Oh my God, that'd be great.
I'll take
that.
right there. You know what I'm
Only
saying?
way that happens is if the Okuda thing from the Madden trailer happens when he does a pick six on that.
That's true.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now it's time for final thoughts from the panel. All right. LL Cool Torrance, your final thoughts and tell the people how they can find you on social media and let us know how we can watch your content.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the new guy, Mark.
Yep.
Is the name Mark? Yeah, I just want to let you. I was just
Yep.
talking junk.
That's all good,
I
brother.
think they're gonna be better than that. I was just talking junk to you, but shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for being on. Happy Friday to everybody. Please, if you guys are into internet radio, check out the Overtime Sports Radio show. Only on IFM Sports Radio. Search everywhere that you listen to podcasts, or search us. Just Google IFM Sports Radio or Overtime Sports Show. It'll pop up. Follow me everywhere at WTMN World or LL Cool Torrance everywhere. Visit my site, WTMNworld.com. We have a lot of good content. Follow us or look us up, like and subscribe, WTMN TV. And have a great weekend, a great and safe weekend.
Okay. Hey, Mark. All right. Tell
Yeah.
people how they can find you. Give us your final thoughts on the show today, and then just give us how they can find you and find your content.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody on the panel, man. I want to thank everybody in the chat. It was awesome, man. First time on the show. Hopefully I can come back. It was a trip, man. It was awesome. I love it. You can find me on YouTube. I just, my videos are very cut and dry, man. It's just me kind of talking about the team, talking about either the Tigers organization, or I've been hitting a lot on Lions football lately. I'm kind of just keeping that my goal right now. And yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. You can follow me at Orem Mark. I post there, not a lot, but I'm on there. I'm part of ISN. We do a podcast almost every day. It seems like I do my own show on Tuesday at 6:30 called The Orem's Den, and I'm on ISN with OPP on Thursdays with Micro Mike and those guys. So it's awesome, man, and I appreciate it. And I just want to tell everybody, this fan base, be patient with this coaching staff. Be patient with these players. We're in a building year.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Queen of the Prowl, Val, what you got for your final thoughts?
It's always so much fun talking with y'all. I'm gonna have to get me one of those Dion bobbleheads.
Smelling like hotcakes.
Guys, look how many jerseys show up at my doorstep with Iffy on the back. But if that happens, I will promise I will wear it on the show. But hey, there you go.
That's you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Hey, can I ask a question? Is it just an Iffy thing, or is it a Syracuse thing? You just like Iffy? Or is it a Syracuse thing? He went to Syracuse.
No. Because I watch Iffy play.
Okay.
No, it's that spear of his.
I love it.
All right. Jeremy, what you got, man? Give me your final thoughts.
My final thoughts, I want to go to say again, happy birthday to the GOAT, Barry Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Come join my page, Motor City Kneecap Fighters, if you want a non-fan bashing and a newsworthy post. We have very podcast friendly. And the one thing I posted yesterday that I wanted to pose is they said the surprising cuts for each team. For the Lions, they said Jamie Collins. But the two that intrigued me the most out of all of it was Andy Isabella of Arizona and Jerry Hughes of Buffalo.
Okay.
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 Nice.
That'll be very interesting. All right. You know we got to go to the man himself, Dose of Dion 2.0, as we like to call him, Mahomes Jr. What you got? Your final thoughts on how we can find your content, my man?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I have a tab pulled up right now of amazing bobbleheads. I'm trying to figure out how to make those. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Detroit fan. Wait, there's a Dion bobblehead?
If I make some bobbleheads, I'm giving everybody a bobblehead. All right.
DHgate or Alibaba.
Like I said, I already got mine being made.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dude. Okay, first off, I gotta say, good to see you back, Kurt. It's awesome to have you.
Yes.
Jim, glad you're feeling good. Mark, I like the background, man. I mean, that thing was clean when you popped in like that. But you know,
Thanks,
this
brother.
was another great show, dude. I mean, I always have fun on here. We have just a great cast that comes in every week, so it's awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, hey, thanks for coming in, Jim. What you got, my man?
Man, I want to thank Mark Oram, man, for coming in today. I really appreciate you, man. I've been watching your videos for a while, man. I like what you bring in that realism and stuff, because I'm sorry, there's a lot of hopium out there, and there's a lot of this drinking the Kool-Aid stuff, and we want to help those fans, because those type of fans, we love you. We absolutely love you. But the thing is, we just want to help you not to get so high to come down so low. Anyway, that's what we're doing.
For all.
Appreciate you, Joseph. Yeah, appreciate you, LL Cool Torrance, my wife, Kurt, the man of steel himself, Kurt Steele, and Jeremy, Smoking Jeremy. Thank you all for being here. Guys in the chat, thanks for rocking with us today. I know it's a middle of the summer and there's really not much to talk about, but I appreciate you being here with us today. But anyway, everybody have a great weekend and take care. Gold members, we have a 3:00 meeting today via Zoom.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks everyone for showing up. With announcements and some news. I haven't shared this news with a lot of people, but Jim helped me out the other day. I am an official show host over there on Fan Media Network, and I'll be reaching out to get some fans on my show. So I'll be doing that. Jim helped me out. He was my first guest yesterday, and it was on Apple News yesterday. So check it out. Go over to Fan Media Network and check it out. We have some good shows hosted by fans, and I've been chosen to be an official host for the Detroit Lions over there on Fan Media Network. So thanks again, Jim, for helping me out yesterday. And as we said before, the show on Free for All Fridays is now brought to you by DelightfulBites.com. Go over to Facebook and check her out. It's Delightful Bites, just like it's spelled. She has some great cookies. They're custom cookies for any occasion. If you like the way they look, you'll love the way they taste. Go ahead and get your cookie on. You know what I'm saying? Until you know your man Kurt Steele, it won't get you a discount, but she'll say, that's my family. So, all right. It's Friday, people. We love you being with you here on Free for All Friday or Free for All. Hell, you know what it is.
Let me ask, did Val get to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, Val, what you got?
Oh, see, I'm not brain dead. I was just making sure you got to go. That's all I'm doing.
Jeremy.
Not a boy, Jimmy. Not a boy.
Yeah. Covering his bases.
Look it up.
Because that is, we saw that hand coming behind the screen and smack him on the back of the head. All right. It's Free for All Friday. We love you here. We appreciate you guys hanging with us. New shows coming out next week. So, we had to take a little break this week. But 3:00, like Jim said, Gold Members Forum. We're going to be having with y'all. Come and hang out, talk with us about Lions football or whatever else. You know how we get down. We love just hanging out with you. Hey, go about the rest of your weekend, and you know what you got to do, baby. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.